My name is Elliot. I'm going to pull a card out of this box at random, which is a business lesson. I'm going to explain what it means. And today I've pulled two out. Well, I'll pick one today. Success is turning out to be the biggest headache you've ever encountered in business so far. Sounds a nice problem. Porter's generic strategies. Let's do success is turning out to be the biggest problem you've experienced so far. What a strange sentence. It's basically saying you're doing really well to a business. Um, you poor individual, right? It's because your problems get bigger. That whole expression, I suppose, more money, more problems, that is true in business. So when I start growing, at the beginning, when I start up in business, I don't have any problems really, apart from no one's buying my product. Quite a big, small problem, right? But once I overpass that or bypass that, and people do know who I am and they do want my product and they see the value and benefits of it, then I start growing up this growth curve, right? And at that point, I'm in that kind of unstable, unsure phase. But there's life. Life is moving. The business is alive, but it's still not necessarily sustainable. I don't know if it's going to go wrong. I don't know if the sales will keep going. I'm at an uncertainty stage. And when I get past that, when demand is bypassed that stage on the graph, I then become to this area we will call high growth. And high growth is the biggest risk to a business going out of business, they say. I think not having any sales is bigger. But high growth, they say, is a terrible risk to a business because you run out of cash. And that's because when demand comes in, unless you sell at the point of sale, unless you take the money then, like e-commerce, they place the order. I've got to finance the order. I've got to make it. I've got the logistics of getting it to you. I've got to buy the materials. I've got to pay for the labor to do it. And when I was small, that was manageable. But now it's growing fast, which means I need cash. I outlay the cash before, typically in traditional business models, you give me the money for the product. I'm going to have to borrow that money, or I'm going to have to come up with some innovative solution to finance the growth. And that's what this means when it says success is turning out to be the biggest headache you've encountered so far. Is it was fairly simple before. Start, survive, grow, sustain. Now I've gone very rapidly, and the faster you go up the curve, the worse this will be. Now I need to find the money. I've got more people. That requires more management. I've got more product to buy in terms of material. That requires more financing, requires more stock holding. The whole thing has become a business problem unless you saw it coming. And that is why, and that's what that means when they say high growth is high risk. You need to plan for it.